OMG, is it going to be oh my god so nice or oh my god face palm? Let's find out. Hi everyone, I'm Sean from Happy Homes Property, and today we will be diving deep into this rare launch in Prime District 1, and it is none other than One Marina Gardens. In case you are not familiar, I use my IPA framework to guide my clients in evaluating a development holistically based on these 5 factors. Number 1, location and amenities. Number 2, facilities and quality. Number 3, demand versus supply in the area. Number 4, pricing versus surrounding developments. And finally, layout. And an overall score will be given at the end. Feel free to check out my previous video at the top right hand corner to see how I use the IPA framework to evaluate a project like 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗲𝗃. By the way, I've also compiled a list of all the balanced new launch inventory with their respective price range. If you would like to have a copy of the PDF, just click on the link in the description below and I'll be happy to send it across. First of all, let's take a look at the location and amenities. If you don't already know, OMG will be a mixed development with both residential units as well as a commercial component on the first story consisting of 3 shops, 1 restaurant and a childcare centre. It is also seamlessly connected to the Marina South MRT on the Thomson East Coast Line, and you are literally right at the doorstep of Gardens by the Bay. I mean, how many people can say that they live right next to one of the most iconic attractions in the world? On top of that, OMG will be the first of the 6 land plots in the Marina South precinct, giving it the first mover advantage as the area is gradually developed into an exciting new township. Let's take a look at URA's vision for Marina South. It will be a new model for city living whereby the residential neighborhood is within 10 minutes walk to all your necessary amenities, retail options, offices and public transport. There will be an extensive network of public spaces which are interconnected with plazas and courtyards for residents to mingle, a pedestrian mall free from cars, an elevated landscape bridge similar to the High Line in New York, and an underground pedestrian link connecting Gardens by the Bay MRT to Marina South MRT. It will be a whole new living experience which I think can rival the vibes which you get in Tanjong Rhu not too far away. However, coming to the first reason why someone like me might not be so keen in OMG, and that's because all this transformation takes time. In the meantime, the entire Marina South precinct is pretty much undeveloped. Other than Lau Pa Sat and Marina Bay Link Mall, I'll have to venture further for more affordable food and grocery options. Cannot be everyday eat Din Tai Fung at Marina Bay Sands ma. But this could be a small trade-off if you stand to benefit from something even bigger in time to come. Considering the above, I'll only give a score of 7 for location and amenities despite the promising transformation in Marina South. Coming to facilities and quality, let's first take a look at the project information. OMG will be developed by Chinese developer Kingsford Group. It comes with 937 residential units sitting on a site area close to 132,000 square feet. This translates to a pretty high land density of only 140 square feet per unit, but this is normal for high-rise developments in prime land like the CBD. There will be 2 blocks of 30 and 44 story respectively, so instead of having facilities all on the ground floor, you can expect pockets of facilities spread across both blocks and on different floor levels. Having said that, you still get to enjoy the usual 50 meters lap pool, kids pool, a number of function rooms, sky grill, and not to mention a sky gym with panoramic views of the entire Bay Area with MBS and the Singapore Flyer as the backdrop. However, coming to the second reason why I'm a little skeptical about OMG, and that is because of the negative reputation that the developer Kingsford had with its first 2 projects at Kingsford Hillview Peak and Kingsford Water Bay due to quality and defect rectification issues. In addition, this is the first time Kingsford and its main contractor Qingjian Engineering are developing a luxury project in a prime district. Can they really pull it off? I'm not so sure. Furthermore, Kingsford is concurrently developing a few projects like 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗯𝗃 North with 142 units, Tron Park with 916 units, and OMG with 937 units. Can the developer manage its resources and manpower adequately, or will it end up delivering substandard workmanship due to the constraints? it remains to be seen until a few years later when the development obtains TOP. Because of this huge uncertainty, I'll only give a rating of 6 out of 10 for the facilities and quality factor. Before we move on to the next factor, I would also like to spend some time to discuss about the unit selection. Because I have buyers that are totally okay with the location and uncertainty in quality of the development, as what they want is the breathtaking sea and garden views that OMG can offer. But we have to be very careful, because to the southeast and northeast of the development, there are 2 more plots of land already being released under URA's reserved list. And to the south and southwest, there are also land plots with much higher plot ratio that are already zoned as white sites, which means they can be developed as residential, offices, or even hotels. Well, this might not be developed so soon, so you might still be able to enjoy the sea view for a few years. Ultimately, there's actually only a small spectrum of units, only a few stacks as you can see here, whereby you'll be guaranteed a permanent view of Gardens by the Bay. So the question is, how much more premium should you pay for the gardens facing stack? Or should you pay a premium for the sea facing stacks and try to sell it before the view is blocked? If you pay 100 PSF higher for the better facing units, can you fetch back the same premium in the resale market? Trust me, you will not have much time to think on the actual launch day. The exact price is only released when you're in a queue to book your unit. With only 15 to 30 minutes, you need to compare the pricing across the different stacks and different floor levels to see which one makes the most sense. I'll be honest, the whole process is designed so that you don't have a lot of time to think under a pressure cooker environment. And that's why it's very important to go in with a proper game plan and with someone that is experienced to analyze clearly under pressure. I've done such unit selection analysis countless times for my clients with different case studies and scenarios to share. However, I do not have time to go through everything in this video. If you'd like to find out and discuss more about the strategies I have for unit selection, feel free to reach out to me at 9451-5625 and I'll be happy to advise further. Coming to demand versus supply, just a quick recap for the people who are seeing this for the first time. I'm using the demand ratio, which is the transaction volume in the last 1 year divided by the number of listings that are currently on sale to measure how strong the demand is. Basically, a high demand ratio will suggest that there is strong demand in the area because there are more units that have already been transacted recently compared to the number of units that are currently still available in the market. Next, I will need to shortlist the developments that are comparable to OMG, which will mainly be those within a 500-meter radius of Marina Bay, Marina South, and downtown MRT. What I got is these 6 developments that you see on screen right here. With that in place, I tabulated the overall demand ratio for the 4 bayders, 3 bayders, and 2 bayders. And this is one of the rare moments where the demand ratio is below 40% across all unit types. Unfortunately, this means that the demand is pretty damn weak for developments in the CBD. And that is the third reason why I'm more wary about investing my money in OMG. Intuitively, this is not surprising because the CBD lacks the traditional sources of demand from your HDB upgraders or from parents looking to enroll their kids in certain schools. Some people might also not wish to stay so close to work, at least not directly next to my office. The saving grace is that Marina Bay residences and the sale at Marina Bay happen to still have pretty decent demand, even though these are the 2 oldest developments in the area. I'm thinking it's because both condos happen to have a much better view of the entire Marina Bay and the promenade area. So if you're looking at OMG, I believe having the right facing is actually very important for your exit strategy. In addition, OMG is actually situated away from the hustle and bustle in the CBD, so it could still appeal to a certain group of white-collar professionals who are in tune with the vibes of the downtown core, but at the same time not so near to their offices such that it is too close for comfort. Going forward, URA has been pushing out incentive schemes since 2019 to encourage the conversion of older office buildings into mixed-use developments to provide a wider diversity of amenities and create a more people-friendly environment for work, live and play. Given that the incentive schemes have been pretty well received so far, the government has decided to extend it for another 5 years. And that is why I think OMG could still be a dark horse if the government's vision to transform the entire CBD falls into place. This is when we will see more demand coming back into the area. Coming to the supply side, I'm using the supply ratio, which is the number of listings that are currently on sale divided by the total number of units in the development to measure the extent of supply. In this case, the lower the supply ratio, the better, as it will indicate that there's very little competition in the market. Sadly, the numbers do not look so good as well, given that they all have pretty high supply ratios across the various unit types. It could also be the case whereby they have many duplicated listings which I did not eliminate. Regardless, it is quite evident that the supply outstrips demand at the moment. As such, this is the first time I'm giving a score of 4 for demand and supply. I didn't give the minimum score due to ongoing efforts to improve demand in the area. Next up, let's take a look at OMG's expected launch price. There were 4 bids in total for this plot of land, and the highest bid was secured at 1402 PSF. The estimated break-even price after accounting for construction cost, financing costs, marketing expenses, and etc. works out to be about 2361 PSF. Also, the developer might charge a small premium for mixed developments as they will incur additional costs in developing the shops, the public spaces, linkway to the MRT, and etc. So this brings up their break-even price by approximately 5% to 2479 PSF. In addition, as OMG is secured after the new GFA harmonization rules, the developer is now unable to sell the aircon ledge space as part of the strata floor area. So this will also cause their break-even price to be adjusted slightly upwards by 5% to 2603 PSF. Finally, assuming the developer is looking at a 15% profit margin, I would expect the average launch price to be around 3000 PSF. At this point, the developer has already advised the starting from prices, which is about 27xx PSF onwards. But as you know, we cannot really trust some of these starting from prices as the price jump can sometimes be quite significant. So I would say 3000 PSF should still be a good gauge. Using our price gap analysis, let's compare OMG's expected pricing of 3000 PSF versus the same few comparable developments we shortlisted earlier. Firstly, I have to adjust the average PSF of other developments upwards by 5% to take into account the harmonization effect so that we are comparing apple to apple. Thereafter, I calculated what is OMG's price gap or premium versus these other developments. Next, I tabulated their age gap to OMG. Finally, I took the premium divided by their respective age gap to derive that OMG is on average about 55 PSF higher than its competitors for every 1 year difference in age. Now, this is slightly on the higher end of the spectrum, as something around 40 to 50 PSF per year difference would have been more reasonable. However, if you look at the price quantum point of view, OMG's 2-bed 2-bath is actually very competitively priced at around 2 million average, which is not too far off or even cheaper than some of its older competitors. The 3-bedroom compact is even more interesting because there is almost no direct competition in other developments except for the Silver at Marina Bay, which is 21 years older. In addition, there are 2 other launches that will most likely be launched at a higher price. This is the redevelopment of Shenton House, secured at 1889 PSF, which is almost 500 PSF above the land cost of OMG, as well as Skywaters Residences, which will be the tallest development in Singapore. We don't know the pricing yet. All we know is that the penthouse unit has been sold at 6,100 PSF even before its official launch. On balance, I feel OMG's pricing is definitely still within the reasonable range, so I'll give a score of 6.5 out of 10. Bonus information: if you're looking for some value buys in the CBD area, you will notice that V on Shenton's 2-bedroom pricing is pretty attractive for a relatively new development, and One Shenton's 3-bedroom premium pricing is the cheapest amongst all. So allow me to share with you my own resale listings in these 2 developments, both competitively priced at only 18xx PSF. I've been transacting in the CBD area for the past 5 years, and I can tell you that this price is really cheap for Prime District 1. So please feel free to reach out to me at 94515625 before the units are taken. Finally, coming to layout. Needless to say, OMG will be the first development in the CBD to fall under the new GFA harmonization era, and hence its aircon ledge space is not part of the sellable floor area. In addition, it doesn't come with bay windows, which many of the older CBD developments like One Shenton and still at Marina Bay have. So that already makes OMG layouts a lot more efficient than its nearby competitors. In our analysis, we'll be comparing mainly with Marina One Residences since this is the next newest development in the area. Let's first take a look at the 2-bedroom layout. OMG's floor area stands at 667 square feet, while Marina One Residence's floor area is 990 square feet, including the aircon ledge. Looking at the kitchen area, both OMG and Marina One have an enclosable kitchen which is more ideal versus an open concept kitchen. Some people might also like the walk-in wardrobe concept for Marina One. However, the bedrooms and balcony at Marina One has such an odd shape that you can hardly fit a queen-size bed in the common bedroom and a king-size in the master bedroom. For those of you who are familiar, the smaller units in Marina One are facing inwards towards the office building, so the whole feel is very claustrophobic and borderline depressing. Imagine after work you go back home, the next moment you see your boss waving at you on the other side. On the other hand, OMG has a dumbbell layout with very squarish bedrooms, and a good number of units will have very decent views. So, efficiency and facing wise, I will still say OMG wins hands down. Next, let's take a look at the 3-bedroom premium layout. Marina One's floor area stands at a very comfortable size of 1528 square feet. It comes with a private lift which gives you more exclusivity. Next, there's this area called the gourmet servery. Some of you might be thinking, dry kitchen, say dry kitchen lah. But anyway, if you like to be atas and always like to host your guests, I feel this is a very nice addition to the house. And of course, the 3-bedroom stacks have a nice view of the sea for now until more developments come up in the future. On the other hand, I feel there's a fair bit of wasted space at the entrance of the common bedrooms. Bedroom 2 is also smaller and can't really fit a queen-size bed. Balcony may be a bit too big for some people's liking. The rest of the house I feel is pretty standard. Coming to OMG, its 3-bedroom premium is 1238 square feet, not including the aircon ledge space. I like the wide frontage at the living area, which allows lots of natural lighting to enter the house. The common bedrooms are also decent in size that can fit a queen-size bed. I really like the dual frontage view of the master bedroom, which gives you a fantastic view of gardens by the bay and the sea. It comes with a walk-in wardrobe as well. On the other hand, the foyer is a bit too long for my liking and it doesn't come with a private lift. Comparing these two developments, it was hard to choose, but ultimately, the dual frontage view of OMG is the deciding factor. Just take a look at this. Imagine waking up to this view every single day. Overall, I don't have much complaints about OMG's layout, so I'm going to give it a score of 8.5. In the interest of time, I'm only able to review these few layouts right now, but if you'd like to have full access to all the floor plans and also my views on the remaining unit types, feel free to contact me on WhatsApp at 94515625 and I'll be happy to elaborate further. All in all, I do have some reservations about One Marina Gardens, especially regarding its weaker demand and supply, which might hence affect your future exit strategy. Notwithstanding, I do feel that it could be a dark horse if the government's vision to rejuvenate the entire CBD area into a homely environment for work, live and play comes to fruition. The acceptance level for OMG could also be higher given that it is situated away from the hustle and bustle in the CBD, so I would say it will still have more of a Tanjong Rhu vibes than the CBD vibes. Hence, my overall rating for this development will be 6.4 out of 10. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with my evaluation. And with that, thank you so much for staying till the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our Happy Homes Property YouTube channel for the latest content. If you're looking at a few other developments and would like me to evaluate as well, feel free to contact me at 94515625 or click on the link in the description below and I'll be happy to evaluate further. Once again, I'm Sean and I'll see you soon.